We already started. Well, welcome. Oh, my camera's not working. Damn it.
No.
I knew I should have tested it. Hold up. Where is it? Why is it doing my snap cam? US. Oh, that's you guys. Where? Oh, why is it doing that? Where is this? Hold up. We're starting shortly. Oh, because it crashed. Oh, snap camera crashed. Hold up. This is so that you guys can see me and I can also be solo. Oh, it says it's already running.
Is this like a Snapchat branded thing?
Yeah, it has like overlays, but it allows it to work as a virtual camera. But it's not working. So let's just go to the podcast because this one's working. Hello, Snapcam. Hello, panelists. Rush, your name is way over here. Let me fix you. There we go. Welcome to the TYCAST. It is Thursday. What's the date? February 3rd. It's episode number 40. We've done 40 of these over the last year. I actually need to send a tweet out because I didn't tweet that we were starting, and I feel like I need to because I always do. But we did a pre-show this evening, and so I'm gonna do TYCAST is live, and actually screw it. I'm not doing it. Who cares? I'm not doing it. I changed my mind. What's up, 222? Welcome to the TYCAST. Welcome to our beautiful panelists. I'm going to do something different where I'm going to introduce you and we're going to talk about what you played and what you picked up so that we don't have to just sprint through the greetings. Just some reminders before we get into it. The book club, the video game book club, is still Hollow Knight. We are all still trying. I saw Liz just beat it tonight. And Toast, you're getting close, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we're all playing it. I am diving back in. I'm going to make an earnest effort to beat it. I just have to finish a video that's coming out on Saturday, and then I'm getting back into it. So that episode is February 17th. Be there. Next week, we're doing a Valentine's episode. It is, what day is it going to be? February 10th. We're doing, it's going to be hottest video game characters, but also best video game couples. So so think about that.
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be
tough.
It's going to be
I can think of number one.
Yeah, same.
I won't say anything yet.
Yeah, hold it. Next week. Next week we'll also be revealing the nominations for next month's Video Game Book Club game and open up voting. So get your nominations ready, panelists. That's it for updates, I believe. I didn't make a document this week. I've been scrambling. So without further ado, Russ, Cryo Weasel, how's it going, man? How you been?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Addicted to Pokemon.
Yeah, how's Arceus going?
Really good. I already beat it. I really, really liked it. That's the only thing I played this whole week.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick anything up? I almost bought it today, and I was like, no, I have too much shit to do. I need to focus, and then I'll play it another time.
Yeah, that was my only pickup.
Just Arceus.
There was no point in picking anything else up because I knew I was going to be addicted to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you get any pre-order bonuses with it?
No, I pre-ordered it from Amazon, and they charged me before, so I didn't get charged when it came out. I got charged like when I pre-ordered it, I guess, for some reason.
You didn't get a bonus? My friend pre-ordered from Amazon, and he got a bonus like kimono or something in the game, I think.
There's a mystery gift for the kimono. I got a code for something. I don't know what it was, but it was probably like something stupid, like 100 potions or something.
I think the code is for like heavy balls, and the kimono is actually just like as long as you purchase the game and play it before March 1st, you automatically get them as a mystery gift.
Well, that's good to know.
The pre-order bonuses were kind of a bummer, honestly.
The plush was cool. I wish I would have got that one.
If you were lucky enough to get one.
Yeah, did they just run out of them or something? I saw like
was saying it was only available on PokemonCenter.com.
Yeah.
So.
They ran out of stock, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before the game came out, and then also I think they're producing more, so they're going to ship them separately because they kind of, I think, oversold the plushes.
Okay, that makes sense, but still, that's kind of a bummer. What was I saying? So you've been playing Pokemon, you liked it. You're still you're like, I know you like kind of like got through it quickly, and then you're going back for all the like side quests and everything.
Yeah, I started doing everything as I was playing it, but then I'm like, I kind of want to get to the new areas. And then by the time I got to the last area, it was like the end of the story. So I just figured I'd finish it. But that's not a good idea.
Oh, really?
The last bosses were very high leveled compared to me.
Oh, okay.
I struggled a little bit.
Good to know.
Huh. Yeah, I've it's funny, for some reason I'm not super like amped on it anymore, and I want to be. But because everyone keeps talking about, especially like the gameplay loop and like some of the mechanics of it are really cool. But I haven't so I've been trying to avoid, like, I've been lurking streams and stuff like that just to not get too spoiled. But I really want to play it, but it's not like, I saw it today and I was like, oh, should I get it? And then I was like, no, I have other stuff to do. But I feel like if I was just short of being like, yeah, I need to get it right now.
I was kind of the opposite. I wasn't excited for it at all when it first came out, but then when I started playing it, I saw how I understand why people really like it. But on the same side of the coin, or other side of the coin, I guess, there's a lot of people I've noticed that don't like it. A friend of mine is super into Pokemon, and he absolutely hates Arceus. He thinks it's stupid, doesn't like anything about it. He says that it's like Game Freak trying to change things up, hoping to get more people to like it, but that's not really working in his opinion. He watched me play a lot of it because he came over the day after it came out.
Yeah,
and he was just completely uninterested in it.
I think there's been a pretty big, like a small but vocal subset of fans that think that it's like the wrong direction to take the franchise. And but yeah,
they did do a lot of changes in it. But I think most of them were good changes. It's kind of sucky that the abilities and held items are taken away, but being able to just change moves on the fly and stuff is super nice. Healing is nice. I would like to see a lot of the changes they made in this into like a mainline Pokemon game.
Sure.
Agreed, yeah.
I think this is Game Freak, because I think this game's development cycle was too short to implement kind of everything from like a mainline franchise. I think this is kind of their $60 beta test of what is to potentially come. In my opinion, and I think me and Jeremy are both talking about it, they should have just ditched the Diamond and Pearl remake and focused wholeheartedly on making this like perfect. Because I think this was better received than the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Oh, for sure.
The good news is that for those of us who are fans of Arceus so far, I would say that it can only go up from here. Like, the next iteration is going to be even better, and they'll probably listen to the community enough to figure it out. So yeah, I'd say personally, me, the biggest shortcoming is honestly the fact that it doesn't render graphics very well. So a lot of the like distance stuff that you do eventually see comes through looking just silly. Like Onyx slithers across the ground in a way that just looks absolutely absurd. It doesn't seem natural at all, and you're just watching it like go.
I've seen like some of the textures and stuff. You're like screenshots. I'm like, oh, like it's just.
You're far enough away from a flying Pokemon, and it does.
Oh.
Yeah, it moves in like 2 frames. Like it just flashes back and forth between 2 frames.
It's really bad. But aside from that, I agree. It's pretty gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to try it. Yeah, the graphics are a little bit of a turnoff. I know that everyone kind of is dealing with that, but yeah, just Arceus mostly, Russ, and Hollow Knight.
That's
yeah.
Well, once Pokemon came out, I did not touch Hollow Knight.
Fair. Kenny at KenY, how's it going, man? How you been?
Good. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I guess Arceus would be my most recent pickup. And yeah, Same as Russ. I've been playing it pretty nonstop, but I've also been like going hard into the exploring, so I'm not really doing the whole. I haven't beaten it yet. Aside from that, finished Hollow Knight for the second time for me. Nice. Not trying to brag, but I did get the 106% completion. Felt really good to finally do that. And then aside from that, I've been checking out this game called Vampire Survivors. It's a really inexpensive game called, it's like $3 on Steam and it's free on itch.io, which I've never touched a game on itch before, but here I am. Really interesting, fun, almost wants to be like an idle style game, but you really can't go idle with it. And it's pretty cool.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, it's got like these level up mechanics.
Is it on PC?
On PC. It's browser based or Steam based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
So, but yeah, that's about it.
For sure. Brittany at Skriller how's it going? How you been?
Busy. Super busy.
Yeah, you're doing like career changes and school and everything.
I'm in the midst of start a new job soon, and then also been doing classes, and then I just had my birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday.
I went and saw Spider-Man. That was pretty good.
Nice.
As for games, I played a little bit of Hollow Knight this week, mainly in the car. I played something called the Henry Stickmin collection on stream.
Oh, I saw that.
And
I was hopping in.
It was really cool. I was contemplating. I was like, this is like short enough to where I think it'd be kind of a fun book club game, because it's a bunch of Newgrounds games compiled by this guy who made them, but the guy later went on to make Among Us, which I think is funny because you'll hear Among Us sound effects and you'll be like, I recognize that, but they run this first. Yeah. So one of the like collectibles in the game is you have to click on little Among Us crewmates.
That's funny. When did it come out?
The original ones came out forever ago, but he like went and made it into like a little story thing. So there's 5 episodes and it's technically only about an hour long to play. And it will not stop with the boxes. So it's only about an hour. It's only about an hour to play, but there's different endings and stuff you can get. It can be like fully completed, I think, in about 8 hours total. So it's like 8 different playthroughs or whatever.
Nice.
But it was cool. It was something that was like refreshing. And even the guy who suggested it was like, he's like, see, wasn't this nice? It's something that you could actually like beat on stream.
Yeah, it's not like Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, it's so long.
Did you ever finish that on stream?
No, I'm on Dragon Quest hiatus because I was just like, all right, this is so long.
Yeah.
And I had so many other game requests that I could power through because everything else, with the exception of Outer Wilds, is only like 10 or so hours. Like the last one that I have is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which again is only like 10 to 16 hours.
Yeah.
I need to know, what was that?
That's Jeremy's air booth.
I was gonna say,
I told him, I said, can you not work on Gunpla while he's in? He said, I'll be quiet.
It's all good. We have a disclaimer. You can hear it in the background.
But yeah, and then I got some pretty cool pickups from my birthday mainly, but we got Zardian, which
is that what you just posted, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Jeremy was like, oh, I don't think they have an English copy. And I was like, well, I said Toast wouldn't have it unless there was an English copy. He said, no, I don't think it exists. So we went and picked this up, and I Googled it in the car, and of course there's an English copy. So
Nice.
we have a Super Famicom version of it, but he got it, of course, because the thing on the front looks like a Gundam. So
That's
looks
awesome.
like one of the newer Gundams. I got a KFC Vulpix with the tags.
Yes.
Yo!
Yay!
This is like my favorite Pokemon plush.
I was like, it's my favorite Vulpix plush. There was a seal too, but
That's
the seal
amazing.
looked like it looked like roadkill. Like the seal was looking a little rough. I was like, he's like, do you want the seal too? I was like, no. Like, I'll just take the Vulpix.
That's from KFC? I
was
could
this
not
legitimately from
Yeah,
KFC?
so oh man, I can't. My camera won't focus because I don't have autofocus on. But there's like the little KFC logo, little Colonel Sanders just
That's
chilling there.
hilarious.
So
what a random crossover.
Is it like a kids meal toy or?
yeah, so
Okay.
KFC used to kind of be. I mean, all of them used to be better with toys, but KFC had the little plushies. I got my first Dreamcast game, which is a game I already have, but it's JoJo on Dreamcast, but this is a Japanese one.
I thought Kenny was gonna pull out a Japanese JoJo.
He also pulls one out.
I was like,
He was
what
like,
the hell is going
I
on?
had that too.
No, I was putting both things back.
So it's all complete and everything. I
Beautiful.
already have the PS1 copy, but I was like, oh, like I don't have any Dreamcast games, and I do want a Dreamcast port. And the Dreamcast port to get it in English is really expensive. So I was like, I don't want to buy it again.
Yeah. I love the look of both Japanese and European Dreamcast games. They're both amazing looking.
The cover art is so much better for the Japanese version of the game. So this is from Resident Evil 5.
Nice.
But it is not a snow globe, but a sand globe.
A sand globe?
Yeah, as in
cool.
it's got freaking sand in it. So when you shake it, it doesn't actually like do anything. It just does this.
It's just like I guess that's something.
I'll have to send some close-up pictures of the faces because they are a special kind of bad. But this was on the floor in the my local retro game store. And I was like, yo, how much for the Resident Evil 5 snow globe? And he's like, $5.
Oh, nice.
Get it out of my store.
It's a steal.
So I got a sand globe.
That's awesome.
The last thing and probably the most exciting thing is this is something that I wanted probably since I first started collecting, but this is the Kingdom Hearts Game Boy Advance SP complete in box.
Wow.
Pretty.
Damn.
Y'all make me feel bad about my collections.
And then here's the.
Oh, I remember
Kingdom
that.
Hearts.
Yeah.
It's very hard to read. And then on I don't know if you guys can even see that, but there's little Soras on the inside.
I see.
So pretty.
That's rad.
And it works and everything, but I was like, it's not scratched on the top, which like if you've ever like seen a North American one, like my childhood one is completely like scratched up on the top, and this one hardly has like anything. So that's all the cool stuff I got.
Nice. That's some good pickups. I know we all wished you happy birthday in the Discord. So
yeah.
But happy public birthday.
Thank you.
After the fact. Chris at Toaster Dog, how's it going, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm great. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. So I have no pickups this week, and I have only basically been playing Hollow Knight. Obviously with some exclusions from Rocket League and stuff, but
yeah,
that's about it. It's been a pretty boring week for me.
Played Halo.
Oh yeah, I did play Halo with you. Yep.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah. You're not a Pokemon player, are you?
I have. I was a little past the Pokemon stage when it came out, so I don't have any real nostalgia ties to it. I think I might have said this before, but a couple of years ago, probably close to 5 now, my son was like super into Pokemon. And one of my Facebook groups had this challenge where the goal was to get a legitimate Pokemon from each generation on like the actual cartridges themselves.
Yeah.
So like Pikachu had to be from Gen 1, and then all the rest of them, they couldn't be from a re-released game or a later game. It had to be from the original cartridge from an original Pokemon. So when that was going on, I bought like almost every single Pokemon game there was. So I have most of them. The only one I've really put a lot of time into was Black 2 and White 2.
Oh, okay.
Which I really enjoyed.
I never played any of those.
Yeah, I'll probably get RCS at some point because I think my daughter would probably like that.
Yeah, I haven't. So with Pokemon, I like kind of caught I was on the older side because I'm an elder millennial, and so I got the games when I was like, I don't know, 13 or something, and I think I had blue, and played through it and played through it and played through it, got the full Pokedex, like found all the, like, got Missing No, and like went just ham on Pokemon Blue, and then never touched a single Pokemon ever again until I finally bought X and Y when I bought a 3DS in 2016, and played that for a bit, and then haven't played any since. So I have no recollection of like anything past Gen 1 Pokemon, but I've been wanting to get back into it. I started doing the cards, and that's fun with my kid, and my kid's into it. So yeah, I feel you on that. Like, I never got into the cards. Like, I felt like I was too old for the cards when they first came out and everything, because I was like in high school, and I was like,
Yeah, my son was into the cards too, around the same time, and I forgot I did actually get Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, and we both played that pretty substantially.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously Pokemon Go that everybody's played. I don't really count that as a Pokemon game though.
I started playing that, and I was like, this is kind of fun. I kind of want to go back into it, but although I'm like, okay, I'm going back to Gen 1. Like, I'm not gonna like I guess it was
to clarify, are you guys referring to Pokemon Go or Let's Go?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking Let's Go.
I was thinking Pokemon Go,
the mobile one.
Yeah,
that one got boring as soon as it turned into an inventory simulator, and I don't want anything to do with that. So I haven't played it since.
So I might have told this story, but Pokemon Go came out when I was living in Hollywood, California, and I lived on a Pokestop. And it was amazing. I would just spin it like every 5 minutes, and I would just like rack up, and then I would go, and I had to walk everywhere to the stores and everything, and so I would just always have it out, and I was obsessed with it. And then I moved into the valley, and there wasn't, and like anywhere I could walk, there wasn't a Pokestop anywhere, and so from that point, it was like, I don't know, I think it was probably 6 months after it came out, 9 months after it came out. I never played it again. I played it once on vacation because I was in Hawaii, like for a wedding, and there was all the water Pokemon around. I was like, oh, water Pokemon, and then I never played it again. That was like 2 years after that too. But I never even got into when they started doing like the raid stuff. Like I was out in 2017 basically of Pokemon Go. But Let's Go, I was playing a little bit, and I was like, that's kind of fun. I've been playing a lot of Halo. I've been kind of avoiding Hollow Knight because I got lost. I did a stream, and it kind of traumatized me because I played for an hour and I couldn't find where I was going, and I don't like streaming Metroidvania games for that reason. Halo. And I don't know, I got the last event, like all the things for the Halo event. I have some issues with Halo right now. I feel like they are kind of screwing things up a little bit with the challenges specifically. I feel like one thing I'm very mad about is the current weekly challenge. You have to, so here, I'm just going to bring this up and I won't talk about it again. The final challenge that you need to do in Halo. Why is everyone laughing? Did I do something? I see. Is it chat?
I'm laughing because Sally, she wrote Halo.
Oh yeah, that's why I said Halo. Who does challenges? I don't. Yeah, no, Sally, you don't do challenges. But you get there's a moderately cool weapon armor that you can unlock this week. But your final challenge is you have to stop 5 killing sprees. Oof. And which logically you're thinking okay, so what people are having to do is they're having to throw the game, let people get on killing sprees, and then come back and kill them just to get these challenges, and it's throwing off the entire dynamic of the game by having these really specific, especially when it's based on someone else's, the other team's performance. That's not good. That's not how you make the game better. And so I have major issues with those types of challenges, where you have to throw the game at least partially in order to get that challenge. But I still love Halo Infinite. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing. What else? I've been playing some stuff for a video on Saturday, but we won't get into that. Just watch the video on the YouTube channel. Indie games is what it's about. And I didn't pick up anything. Nothing. I don't think so. I hope I didn't pick anything up because I don't remember. That would have been bad if I did.
I can't believe none of you guys also picked up a sand globe.
I've been looking for one for years. Couldn't find
sand
it.
globe.
Sand globe. I like how it just goes like the sand.
Yeah, it's just like I was sitting there shaking it like as hard as I could in the store, and I was like, "This is more of a stress toy than everything." And the guys at the store were like, "Yeah, this is like the worst snow globe ever. I thought it was broken."
All right, you guys ready? We're talking about it's episode 40, so we're talking about 40 years of gaming, and we're going by decade. And so I pulled up some stuff. We're talking about like. So any memories you have, and it doesn't have to be from the decade that you like I know a couple of us are older, a couple of us are younger. So just memories of games from that era. So whether you played it last week or you played it in 1989, it doesn't matter. We're just talking about it. So I did 80s, 90s, aughts, and what are the 2010s? I don't know, the teens.
2010s.
The 2010s, yeah.
The tens.
Weird toe game. I'm talking about Toe Jam and Earl. It was okay. So, and I pulled most of these up from The Guardian, which who knows what this is, but the 80s. So I'm going to list off what they consider the 15 best games of the 80s: Maniac Mansion, Jet Set Willy, Track and Field, Impossible Mission, Kung Fu Master, Ultima 4, Outrun, SimCity, Robotron 2084.
Wait, SimCity was from the 80s?
89, the original SimCity.
These are arcades, I'm assuming.
What?
These are arcades?
Just games overall.
Say SimCity was only on PC, wasn't it? Did they actually have an arcade console for SimCity?
No,
That'd be kind of cool.
No, SimCity was on PC only.
Okay.
Robotron 2084. I think this is like any platform. Gauntlet 1985. Gradius 1985. Elite 1984. Super Mario Brothers 3 1988. Pac-Man 1980. And Tetris 1984.
Yo.
Oh, right.
Sally, I saw your vote for the 80s on my tweet. That tweet got
there's
no exposure.
No Castlevania.
When did Castlevania come out?
It's the late 80s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s? Oh. Yeah, I don't recognize a bunch of these games. Like, I don't know what Robotron 2084 is. It's Williams Electronics.
It's an arcade game.
Yeah, Williams. Yeah. I should have picked up on that. I like Outrun. Ultima, I never played.
Tron. Yeah, Outrun is a... I don't even know that I mean, it's a game, but it's more of like a experience, I guess you could say.
You're talking about Ultima?
No, Outrun.
Outrun. Yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
I was looking.
Why is Tron not on the list? What the heck?
Yeah, Tron.
Who made this?
Was Tron a movie or a game first?
It was a movie first.
That's what I thought.
I mean, the original Tron was like
a game.
What year was that?
82.
82. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, fair.
Let me get my news source.
There's so many. The 80s is probably the hardest decade just because you have that gap between Pac-Man, super early arcade.
Yeah, there was a lot of change.
You get to 89 when you have like midlife NES games and maybe even considered late life NES games coming out. It's like a huge gap in my opinion.
Yeah. Honestly, I looked through lists and I was like, I'm going to pick my favorites from the decades and come back with it. And I must have looked at some small lists because I did not see half of these. Like I forgot about Tron. Yeah.
Tetris was mentioned, so I'm good.
Yeah,
I mean,
Tetris. I
I'm
remember
kind
Country
of disappointed
Master.
Castlevania and like original Metroid and
This
Zelda.
is
Zelda.
one
They didn't put
list.
Zelda on the list. Wait a minute.
Wait, was the original Zelda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
86.
86.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
wait.
yeah. I knew
Original Zelda,
we just
not
did the
like-
That's it.
30,
I'm
35.
calling the Nintendo police.
Mega Man 2 wasn't on there. Metroid wasn't on there.
Yeah, this
Metroid,
is
yeah.
a garbage list. Okay, so
Little
we're
Samson
Metroid's the
wasn't on
80s?
there?
yeah, all
Same
the
thing came out in the
all
90s. Wrong decade.
wait,
Oh,
what
okay.
did?
Little Samson.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't late, like very
Yeah.
late NES.
What about DuckTales? Was DuckTales 80s?
DuckTales was
Ooh.
no, that might be 90s. I think it's 91, maybe.
Here, how about we do best NES games?
Nope, it was 89.
Sticking to the NES.
DuckTales.
Oh.
DuckTales are on there.
It
What?
works. It works. I can still pick it.
So yeah, Super Mario 3 was 88. That's crazy. I feel like that game felt like it was like a mid 90s game. Maybe I just didn't play it until then.
Because of Super Mario All-Stars.
Yeah, that's
All-Stars came out in the 90s, and
No.
that's when I was introduced to Super Mario 3.
Because you say no.
Because you saw the wizard first.
The wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the original Zelda, Duck Hunt. I would consider that top tier.
Gyromite.
Just like that, like that's the original Wii. Was Duck Hunt with the light gun. Come
Yep.
on. Contra. Kirby's Adventure.
The Metal Gear, the first one.
The original Metal Gear.
No.
Excitebike. Kid Icarus.
What do you mean, no?
No.
Not
No.
not
Like it?
not Zelda 2.
I'm going to throw it in there. My
Not
favorite
not
one
Dr.
from the
Mario.
80s.
All right, let's
Was
hear
Murder
it.
Time.
Murder Time.
Burger Time's good.
Oh, Burger Time.
Heck,
I was like,
Time.
Dr. Mario.
actually,
Murder
Dr.
Time
Mario
a
was
classic
1990.
arcade game for MIDI too. Dr. Mario was 90?
1990.
Wow.
Castlevania
Wow.
3 was 89.
Unexpected.
The first 3 were all
What?
80s.
Dracula's Curse?
River,
This didn't make the list?
River City Ransom. We're not going off the list. I just pulled that up in preparation of the podcast.
Either way,
we were
garbage
supposed to.
list.
We were all supposed to. What was? So if
I'm
you had
pulling
a,
a Karen on the Guardian.
if you
I'm
had a
about to
name-
call a manager.
if you had to name your favorite game or experience or anything of the 80s, what would you say? Oh, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Not.
I
don't
would
know
say
if
that I couldn't pick just one. I don't
No.
think.
After the list that you've just delivered, like, no, there's not an easy pick.
For some reason, I remember playing Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers a lot when I was like 5. But also, I got a Game Boy. When I
89.
was in 89 when I turned 5. And
Is that genuine in your hand right now?
this isn't the one.
Or is it a mod?
No, this is genuine. This is unmodded.
okay.
This is the one I photographed for Instagram today. It's completely
Oh, nice.
pure.
Original?
Yeah, like it's like 30.
It's pure. It's even got the gross inside.
Yeah, it like you open the thing, you hear it, it's like, but it's not in bad shape. But yeah, I wanted to photograph something old, and so and I got Tetris. I forgot what else I got. I got a bunch of licensed games. That's what one of my
Did you get
big
Kirby?
things. I did have Kirby. I lost Kirby early on though. But yeah, my fondest memories in like 89, 90 was playing on the Game Boy. Just hours and road trips. Like I had the whole like contraption with the magnifying glass and the light that shone on it and stuff like that. I remember
me so happy.
I remember being blown away that you could float and fly as Kirby and you could suck up enemies and shoot them out. Like I remember I was like, because all I had played is Mario at that point, and I was like, this is amazing. Like he's a freaking like super like monster man bubble thing. But yeah, does anyone else have any like very vivid 80s games memories?
I have so many that it's we'd be here all day and all week if I went back to all of them.
Yeah, we're gonna move on after this, so speak now or forever hold your peace.
Mega
kind
Man
of already
2 is
talked
probably
about
mine.
like my experience.
Mega
with
Man 2?
Tetris.
Tetris.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Mario and Zelda. Like we can't really go any further on that than everybody else already has.
I never had a
These-
Zelda.
I was gonna say we used to have the Asteroid Deluxe cabinet in our garage.
Oh, that's so dope.
Cool. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna. One thing I threw it in the chat, but Atari had a ton of consoles that did not do well. There's the Commodore 64, which did well in Europe. There's the Turbo, which was released in the late 80s. The Master System, I think, was also in the 80s.
The Sega Master System wasn't. It didn't have the library, but that was a solid console. It came with the game baked into the motherboard.
That's neat.
Which is wild for its time.
Yeah.
It's like grid paper. It scared everybody away. They thought it was
grid paper. I love the design of the Master System, the console, and the game boxes. I think it's fantastic.
That's a weird way to say it. Weird.
Hold on. Just for anyone that here, I'm pulling it up. So
where's pro wrestling?
Here's the console, which is awesome.
Yeah.
The console does look really cool.
And then the games they all kind of look like this. This is a book, but Master System.
Well, there's some of the games look like doodles, and then like Phantasy Star and stuff like that have like full-fledged actual cover art, so it looks very contrasting. It looks hilarious.
Yep.
But they all kind of they all kind of have this, like you see Afterburner. It's like all like serif fonts, and they're all like cut out. Like there's things like, I don't know. I feel like it's very modern design for the 80s.
Very kind of minimalistic. On
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have the grid paper, and then you have like I don't know. You look at like Outrun, and there's just a car like shooting out, and then I like how Afterburner, like you see the water line, but the planes are jumping out on top of it.
I mean, look at Ghost House, second row, far right. It's just bats. Not even ghosts. It's just bats.
Wait,
I don't know, I like action.
Oh yeah,
fighter.
but how sick is that? I love that. That's rad.
Look at the pro wrestling cover. That's my favorite.
Give us a.
It's just called pro wrestling. I don't think it's on there.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was like, where am I looking? Sega Master System Pro Wrestling.
That World Tournament Golf had more of a. Oh man, that's great. Where's his head?
What is this?
He's giving himself a noogie.
Wait, is he headless?
He's headlocking himself.
Why can't I open this?
No, he's not headless.
Oh,
he's just hanging around.
Wait, wait, hold on. Can we analyze this? What? Okay, I see a head and I see an arm, and then it looks like someone's decapitated, right?
It looks like he's about to lick his own pectoral.
Yeah, but his head is gone from the top of it. Like you see shoulders, and you see pecs, and you see two sets of arms and a head lock.
Do you think his neck is stretching back? It's like all the way back, and he's headlocking himself. Maybe he's Mr. Fantastic.
It's Stretch Armstrong. That's who it is.
I don't know, but they're pretending like the paper cover was like the limited memory they had for the games themselves, and just cut it short before they finished.
Get it minimal. And then you got like the cartridge. So
I like how they didn't bother drawing like the other half of him. They like it's like they smeared out like half of him.
Yeah, this is weird. Anyway, all right, 1990s. We got the SNES, Genesis, Atari Jaguar. Did the Game Gear come out in the 90s?
Yeah.
Game Gear came out in the 90s.
N64, PS1.
PS1, N64, Dreamcast. That's it. That's a big range too.
Didn't the Lynx come out in the 90s too?
The Lynx, yeah. The 3DO. The
Neo Geo Pocket. The Wonder Swan.
Leisure Suit. Tyler brings up Leisure Suit Larry. best game of the 90s or the
Ty,
80s.
the Virtual Boy
that
came out.
franchise
Virtual
is sadly still
Boy,
going.
Virtual Boy, all the Game Boy Color,
Dreamcast?
Dreamcast was 99. Best
Was it
console
really?
ever.
Oh wow!
It's thinking.
I didn't realize it was late 90s. I thought that was like early 2000s because it feels like a 2000s console.
No, it feels more like a PS2 than a N64, for sure.
Yeah.
They wanted to beat out the PS2 upon launch.
Yeah.
That was their strategy.
Yeah, and the PS2 destroyed it. And
I will. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just
for 90s. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to just stick to my guns here. Like my favorite game from the 90s is still Doom.
Yeah, Doom is. Wait, Doom was the 90s.
Link to the Past is my favorite Nintendo-based game, probably, but Doom was like my 90s game. That was the best.
The 90s is tough because I grew up with a Genesis, but all my friends had SNESs, and so I played all the SNES games at like friends' houses, but it was all multiplayer games because I wasn't gonna go over there and then watch them play Zelda or something. And so we played Mario Kart. We played like all the big beat 'em up games on SNES. Like I had Hyperstone Heist, but my friends had Turtles in Time, and we would go and play Turtles in Time and stuff like that. Power Rangers. Turtles in Time. There we go. Just ready to go.
I forgot Mortal Kombat was 90s too.
Mortal Kombat. I have very vivid memories of going to the arcade, like to my comic book store across like the street from where I grew up, and playing Mortal Kombat. I was very, very, very good at the original Mortal Kombat in the arcade.
Like
not to brag.
Good time.
Like Street Fighter Classic kind of.
Like very, very good. I don't know that I was ever beat by anyone that I ever played in the original Mortal Kombat in the arcade. But I mean, I didn't. I was like, what, 10, 11? Donkey Kong Country.
Nobody's mentioned Sonic yet.
Sonic was a 90s
game.
I was a big Sonic fan. He was my jam. I also played a lot. I was like into like football and sports games, and so I had like Joe Montana football. I was anti Madden games. I was all about Joe Montana football for the Genesis. Sports Talk football because I had like announcers for the first time and stuff. And then I think it was actually developed by EA like secretly or something. There's some weird thing where they made a deal with all the weird Sega EA stuff, how they started making their own cartridges and stuff. They actually started making like similar versions of Madden games for the Genesis under the Joe Montana brand and stuff. I don't know the whole story. 1980 was 42 years ago. Oh God. You know what? I saw something. What was it? It was. I'll have to think about it. Continue. I'm not going to think of it right now.
I'm about to. So
you dropping something
on the PlayStation side of things? We had Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon.
All owned by Microsoft.
Tomb Raider. All owned by Microsoft now. Oh.
Not all.
Tomb Raider, Parappa the Rappa.
I remember I got my first job in like 98, maybe 99. First thing I did was I bought a PlayStation. And I remember, I specifically remember going to Best Buy and getting, not all at the same time, but I got Parasite Eve, I got Diablo, I got Gran Turismo 1 and 2. I had quite the library for PlayStation.
Final Fantasy 7.
I didn't get that until a garage sale about 15 years ago.
Thank you for mentioning it, though. Like, I was like, okay, we got to mention Final Fantasy 7 at some point.
I'm throwing them out. I was like, he got Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is also a pretty good one. I heard the port of Diablo on PS1 was pretty good. I think there was a Half-Life port. The first Half-Life got ported to PS1 as well.
Yeah.
That's another 90s.
There were a lot of once the DualShock came out, a lot of first-person stuff started coming to the PlayStation, like late in life. Hey, Liz.
There There's the Tom Clancy games. There's Siphon Filter.
Rainbow Six. I had the original Rainbow Six and Rogue Spear, both on PlayStation 1. They were kind of garbage, but
Star Wars Dark Forces.
Xenogears, which started the
Star Wars
Xenoblade series.
Oh, that's right. Xenogears did come out in the 90s too.
There's Lunar, which I think is also pretty big.
Oh, I have my
Oh,
list. I have my list.
Legends of Dragoon and Panzer Dragoon and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, all the
came out in
Sega stuff.
90s.
Yeah. Like I mean,
Let's not forget the greatest game of all time, Chrono Trigger, came out. Just saying.
Earthbound.
Earthbound, yep.
Front Mission 3.
Chrono Cross, I think, came out. Didn't Chrono Cross came out in '99 too?
Probably.
So.
Yeah.
Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire.
I'm listing games that I love,
Ocarina
not
of
games on
Time.
the list, I promise.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Ocarina of Time, all the N64 stuff.
Was that 90s? Yeah, that was 90s.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here wearing a 64 shirt
Yeah,
and I don't even know.
Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon.
Actually, wait.
Oh, no. Just
One of
red
them-
and blue and yellow.
Just the first Stadium. Did that come out in the 90s or was that 2000?
I think that was in the 2000s because it was for.
I know the second one for sure came out.
Super Smash Brothers.
I was going to say Smash Bros. 90s?
Yeah. It
The original
was.
Smash Bros. Is my favorite.
Very end of 90s.
Stadium actually was probably 90s too.
It was 99. Oh, wait. It was 99 in Japan.
Dance Dance
February.
Revolutions came out in the 90s. DDR in all the 90s.
So here's this list. Monkey Island 2, Gran Turismo, Fallout 2,
Monkey
Resident
Island.
Evil, Super Mario Kart, Street Fighter 2 was 1992. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was
That's a good one.
1999. I remember.
I can't believe that one's in the 90s.
Isn't that crazy? Sensible World of Soccer. Oh, it's a British newspaper. They're like into
What are we going to
soccer.
see? Football Manager next?
Sonic the Hedgehog, Pokemon Red and Blue, Quake. Oh, Unreal Tournament. I was
Unreal
obsessed
Tournament.
with Unreal Tournament.
It was good.
That was
Final
good.
Fantasy VII, Half-Life, Ocarina of Time, and Super Mario 64 are all on the list.
Technically, Animal Crossing, if you want to count Japan,
Oh, the
because Animal
There was-
Crossing
the N64 version.
that's 64, yeah.
Was there a Super Nintendo game on that list? Did I miss
Street
Link
Fighter
to the
Kid.
Past?
Link to the
Street
Past.
Fighter 2?
Super
Street Fighter
Tennis, which is, of
2.
course, the best Super Nintendo game.
How was Super Metroid not on that list?
Yeah,
What
Super
was
Metroid.
the Nintendo game on that list?
Super Mario Kart. They have.
Oh, that's
Or
like
Super-
the worst.
Castlevania
That's
got
the
Jimmy
worst.
again.
That's the worst Super Mario. That's the worst Super Nintendo game to put on the list. No, it's not. But
Where's Rondo of Blood?
yeah, it's
Oh,
stuck on the Saturn. Was it
Oh.
the Saturn? No, PC
No,
engine.
it's stuck on the Turbo. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yo.
Although Symphony of the Night was released on the Saturn. I just found that out recently.
Guys, GoldenEye 007 was 1997.
Mhm.
That was
GoldenEye's so hard.
I spent just years of my life
That-
in
so
in
much time
GoldenEye.
playing
yeah,
that.
I knew all the
It's so good.
secrets. Like we had a Game Shark, you could just screw that game up so much, and you could like open up walls to like on the multiplayer maps and stuff. It was wild.
Sharks were fun.
Warcraft, the first and second one, I believe. were
I
released
was
in
into original Warcraft. I liked real time strategies.
StarCraft.
Was
Listen,
StarCraft then?
I think
We're forgetting
StarCraft
an
came out
incredibly important game here.
What?
in the late 90s. Yeah.
In 1993, Virgin Games released Cool Spot.
Cool Spot.
Oh,
Yes.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna start listing off those, the California Raisins got a game too.
You know what's an
Did
underrated
Pepsi Man
game?
come out in the 90s?
Pepsi Man.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to have.
Pepsi Man.
Did
99.
anyone ever play California Games?
Yes.
I used to
I
love
haven't
that
played
game.
it, but I
that a
watched
racing one?
videos on it.
I think it was 80s.
That was
Um,
80s, I'm pretty sure.
Surf Ninjas.
There's actually two of them. Yeah, it was 87.
Oh, yeah, I
Wait.
do remember that one. That was 87.
NES port might be later, though.
Had the cool surfing game.
Yeah,
TNT
California
Surfers
Games
game.
was that was on like I felt like 3 different generations of like I always played on Genesis, but I didn't realize it came out on like way back in the 80s originally. I'm pretty sure. Banjo-Kazooie, Doom, Link to the Past, StarCraft, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is better than Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Metal Gear Solid, 1998, Super Metroid, 1994, Super Mario 64, 1996, Final Fantasy 7, 1997. Those Guardian articles are garbage. Holy.
Metal Gear Solid is a freaking
Neander
masterpiece.
said Star Fox.
Star Fox, yeah.
Star Fox.
Oh,
Actually, yeah. How did
And
that not
Star
get
Fox
mentioned?
64.
Shoot.
Yeah. Pokemon Red and Blue, Half-Life. Pokemon Red and Blue
Pokemon,
is a game. I don't know how they put that game onto the Game Boy in the mid 90s. Like, that game is so big. Like, it's a big game for
It's
original
also got
Game
pretty
Boy.
nice pixel art, and it's
Yeah.
animated. Like the trees
Sorry,
and stuff will like move, and it's not like
Yeah.
crazy, but it's pretty crazy for the time when you think about the technology and
I
stuff.
know. And I remember it was late. Like, Link's Awakening, Half-Life, Super Mario World was on in the 90s, and Ocarina of
And to be
Time.
fair, that was like one of my first games was Super Mario World as a kid.
Super Mario World,
Great.
I remember being like pretty impressed with, but
I still love that game.
I didn't
Hi,
play
don't
it a
forget
lot.
Mario Golf.
Mario Golf,
Did that happen?
yeah,
Really?
on the N64.
Yeah, and 64.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And Mario Party, which
Mario
ruined
Party,
a
the
bunch
original.
of children's homes.
Yes, yes, the chaos
So-
of Mario Party.
So bad that Nintendo had to go and offer to send gloves to parents.
Apparently, that was
Was-
like blown out of proportion, and they just sent generic gloves and only to like not that many people. But
I bet you there's collectors out there like, I have an original Nintendo Mario Party glove. It's like a generic gardening glove.
yeah,
Just one of
exactly.
the white cotton ones you get out of a box.
So any final comments before we move on to the 2000s?
I think the 90s is really where different genres took off. Like genres became more of a
Yeah,
thing. I
for
think
sure.
up until that point, you had kind of platformers, like stuff that was starting to become Metroidvanias in the 80s, and then you had like shooters and then racing games, kind of. But like in the 90s, you had like first-person shooters, you had third-person action games, you had third-person shooters, you had 3D platformers, racing games, sports sims, regular sims, strategy. There's just like the genres just kind of absolutely exploded
Yeah.
and developed into a bunch of different stuff.
The other thing is you think about between 1990 and 1999, in 1990 all it was the NES and the Genesis, which hadn't really taken off yet because Sonic wasn't out, and so it was like Altered Beast, and like that was it on the Genesis. And by the time that decade was over, you had like the Dreamcast doing full 3D like games that still hold up to this day. And so I think the leap in technology between 1990 and 1999 is probably the biggest leap we've seen. I mean, maybe the 80s a little bit, because at 1980, like it was basically dots on a screen, and then you got in 89, like you're playing.
Well, even with like handhelds and stuff, it was pretty crazy too, because you had the Game Boy, but of course it couldn't render colored graphics. But then you had stuff like the Nomad, which was a full Genesis,
that was cool. I remember.
relatively portable.
Yeah.
You couldn't play it for
Something
very
like
long,
this.
but it was still like a super impressive piece of tech. And you had
Yeah.
stuff like
When
the
did-
Virtual Boy with experimentation with 3D.
When did Game Gear happen?
93
Yeah.
was it?
Then you
Wasn't
had,
that color?
yeah,
Mhm.
that was color. So was the
Okay.
the Lynx. And then I mean, it wasn't quite 90s, but then you get all the way up to
91.
like the 2000s, and you have the Game Boy Advance, which is so much slimmer than like anything released prior to it, and it only required one battery.
It's funny. I remember being disappointed in the Game Boy Advance. I remember it was like, it's an SNES in your hands, and I was like, yeah, but I wanted more.
can't see it.
I was like, I was already
I was-
I was already into like 3D games. So I was like, this still, like, I was like, it feels like not. It didn't feel like the jump that. I mean, I had a bunch of them.
I feel like
had two of them.
this guy
Yeah,
this
the
guy was
SP.
a jump. Like this thing was like,
Yeah.
okay, now this is portable gaming.
I was working at EB when that launch. I was there for the SP launch, and that was exciting. That was the only launch I worked at a game store for. Yeah, the
I
micro,
remember-
the micro.
This was the gem.
Yeah,
I remember going on launch, either right at launch day or right around launch time, to get a Game Boy Advance, and my Best Buy only had one fuchsia Game Boy Advance and I couldn't pull the trigger on it. So I had to wait a couple days to get a Glacier one. Golden Sun, that game was so freaking hype.
Golden
Holy
Sun,
crap.
yeah, I had that. I played
I
through that game.
remember in college, I was in college when that came out. And I remember like going to the official Japanese site and like scoping out all the videos and media that they released for it. So good. I was super hyped for the Game Boy Advance. I was not a huge fan of the mid to late 90s
The color in the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
garbage 3D stuff. Yeah, I was like, nah. Mario 64 doesn't do it for me. Sorry, Ken.
Oh, that's okay. Mario 64 is Mario 64. It's not for everybody.
Especially like
It's not
PS1
bad
stuff.
by any
Like,
means, but
other than a handful of like 3D PS1 games, PS1 games look pretty rough now. Like,
yeah,
it just isn't the
Spyro Remaster really made me feel good about Spyro back in the day.
No,
Yeah.
as a PlayStation. No, I'm kidding. They looked good for their time. There's some that definitely look better than others. I think obviously the ones that went for realism, like Silent Hill going back to it, or Resident Evil going back to it, it's just
Doesn't
kind of
work.
like,
It's rough,
well, there's
yeah.
a reason why all of this is foggy, and it's because this console can't render anything.
I think that probably fueled a lot of the like resurgence of pixel art and stuff like it, because they were trying so hard to get away from it, and then people were like, oh, I miss having this.
There's a lot of great pixel games though on PS1,
There are, yeah.
like with Symphony of the Night, and even the like a lot of the fighting games, Marvel vs.
Yeah.
Capcom, and all that stuff. It was kind of cool because you still had, although it was like the 3D consoles and stuff, it wasn't like there was still plenty of people developing like pixel
2D,
art,
yeah,
really
yeah.
pretty pixel art games, and they would pair it with like 3D graphics. Like I know Symphony of the Night does that where there's 3D models, but it all blends very nicely.
Yeah, yeah, that's where I feel like it really shines. Especially like the Saturn was basically like built to do like really high end 2D graphics, but also had like a little bit of 3D stuff that they could pull off. And I feel like there was a lot of potential for that to just do like really cool like 2.5D stuff, and it never really took off. And then same with the Dreamcast. I feel like it was a missed opportunity. Like that, the Dreamcast is such an underrated console. I didn't get to talk about the Dreamcast enough.
It really was.
The Dreamcast had the best launch lineup of any console ever released. Period. Like
what? It doesn't hold a candle to N64. What are you talking about?
the 2 games?
Yeah. 2 games for like what, 8
Here,
months?
I've brought this up on the podcast before. Dreamcast launch lineup. Then we'll move on to the 2000s, and well here, this is just the North American. Kart Flag to Flag, which was a like an F1 game. Hydro Thunder, amazing arcade game. Tokyo Extreme Racer, which was actually a really underrated like street racing game. Arrow Wings, which was also an underrated flight simulator game, but it was a synchronized flying game, and so you'd like turn on your smoke and you'd have to do like tricks and stuff. It was actually a really fun game that was underrated. Air Force Delta, which was like Ace Combat, which was a little Trick Style, a snowboarding game. Blue Stinger, I don't know what that was. It was Activision. I think it was like an action game. NFL 2K, like the turning point in sports games. Mortal Kombat Gold, Power Stone, Ready to Rumble Boxing, TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat, which is an off-road racing game, NFL Blitz 2000, Sonic Adventure, The House of the Dead 2, Soul Calibur.
Is it called Soul Calibur or Soul Edge?
Soul Calibur.
Okay.
The original Soul Calibur.
I think it was called Soul Edge in arcades, and then when they ported it, they changed the name to Soul Calibur.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Soul Edge is the name of the sword in the game.
Oh, the sword, yeah. Soul Calibur, Pen Trisalon. I don't know what that is. That was Infograms. Monaco Grand Prix, another F1. Those all were launch titles on the Dreamcast. Like some of the best games ever released, like NFL 2K, Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, Power Stone.
Man, that's
a
hell of a lineup
on launch day. And
just so you know, Blue Stinger is an action survival horror game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never played that.
And your list of Sega games just reminded me of Daytona USA in the arcade.
USA, yeah, that came out.
That was a fun time.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm sitting here cleaning my micro. Just don't mind me. No, but when did Typing of the Dead release on Dreamcast? Because that was one of the things that made me get a Dreamcast, is that it used the keyboard.
I had the keyboard too at one point.
Do you really?
Yeah,
That's
I did.
awesome.
Typing of the Dead release. Oh, there was an
Was it
arcade version?
Phantasy Star? Did you guys play Phantasy Star with each other and you guys didn't even know it?
No.
I played a ton of Phantasy Star Online. That game was so ahead of its time. Like playing online with chat on the Dreamcast on dial-up with 3 other people, like 3 other of my like high school friends, was like blew my mind that we would go on these like dungeon crawls.
I'd say that it was so ahead of its time is why it's not so much around anymore.
Yeah, there is 2 right now. It was it came out on Dreamcast in 2001.
Did you see the picture of the Typing of the Dead arcade? That is definitely something that would not ever be created at this point in time right now.
No, but when I started typing it, that popped up. I was like, there was an arcade version?
It's just like a Sega arcade cabinet with 2 like PC keyboards on instead of where the control deck usually is.
They're just sitting there. Sitting on top of it.
I kind of want it.
I was about to say, now I just want one.
I just want one of those keyboards. I just want to, like, those.
The fact that it was an arcade cabinet for it, that's crazy.
It's probably only in Japan, I'm guessing. That could only exist in Japan.
That is definitely. Oh yeah, there's Japanese character. The game looks like it's in English though.
Yeah,
because there was Typing of the Dead Overkill that came out on PC later on. I don't remember what year, but like that was a follow-up to the original Typing of the Dead.
I still play that game every once in a while.
Typing of the Dead?
Overkill.
Yeah. Oh, I never played that.
I was about to say, I should play Typing of the Dead. It'd probably make me better at typing.
It's only a slightly enhanced and added content version of the original. It's not much extra. But it was fun purely for the fact that it's like you're typing to kill the monsters, and it gets really intense, but it will definitely increase your words per minute.
Okay, 2000s. We have to hustle. We're running out of time.
There's too many here.
Yeah, where do we start?
Yeah.
Devil May Cry, Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear 3.
Lots of sequels to
Uncharted.
90s games. Oh, Uncharted.
The 2000s were basically the golden era, in my opinion. Like Skriller said, like 90s was the pioneer age. The 80s were 80s might be more appropriately pioneer age, because that was where everything started to get traction. And the 90s really took off with some really cool ideas, but 2000s is where everything just like settled in and became awesome.
Yeah.
Katamari Damacy.
Fallout New Vegas.
Did you say Katamari?
Yeah.
Katamari.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto. So consoles that came out.
PS2.
Yeah,
PS2, Xbox 360.
Halo, what's that?
Game Boy Advance. Consoles released in.
While you're looking at that, one of my favorite games for the Game Boy Advance. Oh, that's right, the PSP did happen.
The
DS.
I had a PSP and I had to sell it because I got a speeding ticket. That was sad.
The game of the century came out. Nintendogs.
Stop it.
Groundbreaking in absolutely every way.
The GameCube.
A game that never got.
Ooh,
GameCube.
Yeah, we're missing all the GameCube games.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Psychonauts.
Wii.
The original Psychonauts.
We would like to play.
Yeah, Wii's was the late 2000s, right? Like 2006, 7.
Yes.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports. There still needs to be the fact that there's not a Wii Sports remaster on the Switch is a freaking travesty.
Honestly,
why is there no Switch Sports? Like, what is the point for
they have the? I mean, the Clubhouse Games has Wii Bowling in it. It's Wii Bowling in Clubhouse Games.
But I want boxing.
Yeah, they could do it. The Xbox, the original Xbox came out in 2001. Sorry, I'm still looking at all this.
With the exception of the fact that there's a lot of not a lot of people like the Wii U, but Wii U Sports Club was actually pretty awesome too. Like it had the sword fighting game, and there was a bunch of cool things that they added to that one that were.
The Gizmondo came out. The Nokia N-Gage came out.
The N-Gage. Russ, did you get your N-Gage yet?
Not yet.
7
Night
of the
Gauge.
top 10
Hyper
best-selling games of all time were released after 2000.
Ooh.
One of them is Pokemon.
Yep. One of the ones that was released prior, yes. Pokemon is
Is it
one.
Diamond and Pearl?
Tetris.
Wii Sports.
Or
No,
no,
it's,
Oh, you're
no,
it's
thinking the
red,
opposite.
green, blue, yellow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Super Mario Brothers on NES, and then
Oh, that's right. You have Ruby and Sapphire too,
Tetris.
and Fire Red, Leaf Green.
yep. One of the most underrated games on the Game Boy Advance that I'd love to know if anybody else here has tried. I discovered a game called Bocktai, The Power of the Sun is in Your Hand.
I've heard of that game, but it's stupid expensive now.
Never
It
played
was really cool. You were a vampire hunter. It was basically like a Van Helsing kind of thing, but the game itself had a little photo sensitive panel on it to capture light, and you had to play it in daylight to recharge your sun power. It was a pain in the butt, don't get me wrong. Like, that's one of those games where it was more obnoxious than it was worth, but it was still really cool that they like incorporated that into the cartridge so that you would be outside and you'd actually like pick up the sun.
It's pretty
We're
cool.
great under UV.
Oh, the Game Boy Micro was
It was after the DS.
yeah. I forgot it was
I really want
in the
one of those.
2000s. I need to get one of those too. I've decided I want to collect all the handhelds I can. The problem is the what's the TurboGrafx handheld?
Turbo Express.
Turbo Express. Those are like way too expensive, and that's gonna ruin my whole like I want to collect all the handhelds. And so
I swear I haven't charged this thing in like a decade.
And it's on. It's badass.
The DS Lite, which I think is the top selling handheld console ever.
Is it the DS Lite?
Was it really?
Yeah, specifically the Lite. I mean, the DS line overall, I think, includes the DSi and the Fat DS, but I think the DS Lite is like the best selling of all time. Everyone and literally their mom that I knew had a DS Lite.
Yeah, that was the one that removed compatibility with GBA, right?
No.
No,
It had like
that
a
was the
short,
DSi.
like the Game Boy Advance
the
cartridge would stick
DSi.
out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it just didn't fit all the way in.
Mhm.
I actually had the light right nearby.
Oh, nice.
I haven't turned
I
this
don't
thing
have
on in
any
ages, but
I don't have any DSs. I have a lot of 3DSs and 2DSs.
where's the power button? Oh, there it is.
Yes, PSP.
Nope, this one's dead.
And it's dead. The Game Boy Micro lives on forever.
Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS were both really popular as well.
Mhm.
So with the 2000s, I feel like I have to call out the so there were a lot of first-person shooter games that came out on consoles before Halo, but Halo was the first one that did it right with the twin stick like controls. That was the first time that was really used properly, and that changed console action games moving forward. It was revolutionary, which is time. What?
I was gonna say Halo was like the first kind of first-person phenomenon type game where it was like Halo was like the first Call of Duty or the first Fortnite or the first Overwatch, where it was like the world had their attention on Halo and competitive Halo and playing Halo with their friends after school.
LAN party Halo, man.
Yeah.
Bringing your Xboxes together, and that was classic.
Chat's all not working. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Sorry.
Taking
It was
your desktop
YouTube. It was
PC
YouTube.
still in priority.
Yeah. So yeah, I was doing PC like first person shooting stuff like Rainbow Six and Half-Life and Unreal Tournament and stuff before Halo, but it was Halo that really like transformed console shooting games, and like the co-op, the split screen, the LAN hooking up 4 Xboxes to a Switch and playing 16-person Halo. The fact that they even allowed for that in 2001 is just unreal, and we did it, and it was the most amazing experience if you could get that many people together. Yeah,
People could
carrying
play
around
Unreal?
CRTs. What
How many people could play in Unreal at the same time?
was it? 32
Also,
online? I don't know.
I don't remember. I just thought that was funny.
No, yeah, Unreal. Like I was upset. I was all in on PC gaming in the late '90s, and it wasn't until Halo I was like, oh, okay, I get the console game. Like, I mean, I was like first person shooting games.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm looking at lists. Grand Theft Auto 3 was, I mean, arguably the first real open world game. Right?
Yeah.
I would think the only other one I can kind of think of is Jack and Daxter, but it's not entirely open world because you have to unlock stages, but technically the whole world is rendered.
Yeah, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 3, you just walk around and you can just do whatever you want. You don't have to. I mean, I played Grand Theft Auto 3 just driving around cars and trying not to get arrested. Like, you could play the game without playing the game, and I feel like that was one of the first games that you could do that.
Might be the only person I've ever heard say that they tried to drive around and not get arrested in GTA.
No, I mean, like you have to toe the line. You have to like mess up enough stuff to get all the cops after you and then not get arrested.
Yeah, not get the army coming after you because it was a guaranteed wash.
I played GTA to drive as a racing game.
As a racing, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, that did come first before WoW. I was going to say WoW was probably like one of the earliest fully open world games.
That's an MMORPG, which I think it was. It's not the first, but it's definitely like the pioneer of the industry. Like, WoW set the bar so high for other MMOs, and basically every other MMO is like, we have to do this.
I kind of ended up being a WoW clone, yeah.
Final Fantasy 11.
Oh,
I had the hard drive for my PlayStation 2 to play that. It was dope.
Metroid Prime, Zelda Wind Waker, The Sims, BioShock.
Oh, The Sims 2? Played for years.
Diablo 2.
Diablo 2. I remember a lot of people being really into Diablo 2. I never got into it.
I spent countless hours in that game, and when they did the resurrected version a year or so ago, despite the drama at Blizzard, I had pre-ordered it before that, and so I was just like, well, I'll just play it when it comes out anyway because I want to. It still holds up.
Is Warcraft 3?
Warcraft 3 was World of Warcraft.
Reforged was a bust,
World of
though.
Warcraft came out in 2004.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Is that out now? Is that out now on the Switch? Or
not
is
the
it
new
coming?
One.
Aren't they? They're doing two. They're doing two.
Remaster?
They're doing like just a straight re-release, right? Like a straight port, and then they're doing a remake. We have to CRT in our cards just in case someone wanted to get Halo Party going.
Star Wars killed it with Lego Star Wars Battlefront, and then I think Force Unleashed, the first one, released in 2009.
That was definitely a great Star Wars game.
Also, we have to say that I know in the 90s and the 80s there were like indie games, but like specifically with the Xbox Live Arcade and the Wii, whatever WiiWare, indie games really got like some focus as indie games. They were like put on the spotlight as like on a whole nother level that has still continued to this day that didn't really exist before that generation.
I'd almost credit Nintendo for the fact that indie games got the push that they did, because they opened up development to basically everyone for the Wii.
Which is weird that it, like the Wii, they did that, and then the Wii U, I feel like it just kind of shut off, and then they did it again back for the Switch, and like, which says a lot. I mean, maybe they didn't shut it off for the Wii U, but
I think it was because of the handheld aspect of the Wii U.
Also, I've always heard that because of the virtual console on the Wii U, like being so dominant, that it also discouraged, that they were basically competing with.
It's hard to compete
with these other games.
Yeah.
There's also.
I love the Wii U Neander. I promise.
There's a lot of Flash games.
Bad math on the Wii U.
With Club Penguin and Webkins and stuff. I wasn't too big in Flash games, but Flash games were also, I think, a huge inspiration for the indie scene, because like with stuff like Newgrounds, like any kid on a computer could create some Stickman game and then go on to create other stuff. later on.
Yeah. I think it was a good turning point for the industry as a whole. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Counter-Strike Go.
I wanted to bring up Eternal Darkness too, because that game was super different from a lot of games that came out at that time. It did a lot of cool things that I don't want to spoil, but that was a really cool game that came out.
Would you say Eternal Darkness?
Yeah.
Eternal Darkness,
Yeah, I was just looking at that. And I was like, did you say that, or did I read it? Little Big Planet. That game got me into the PS3. I had no interest in the PS3 until I played that game.
One of the main reasons I picked up the PS3 as well.
Also an inspiration for future developers.
That and Demon Souls. But I feel like I'm alone on that one.
Demon Souls? Yeah.
I watched my uncle. My uncle actually racked up the maximum amount of hours in that game and broke 4 different PS3 remotes, as in not like slammed them or anything, but as in the joystick would eternally move forward because he played so much Demon Souls.
Elder Scrolls got, well, I don't know. Actually, that started before, but it was like Oblivion and stuff.
Mass Effect. Dragon Age Origins.
I feel like we're going to get roasted for not mentioning some
I know.
games.
Yeah. I said Metroid Prime,
Bayonetta,
Wind Waker.
or was that 2010?
That was like 2013, I think.
No, Bayo came out before that. Xbox 360 and PS3.
Was it?
Super Mario Galaxy?
Yeah.
Mario
I think
Galaxy.
it might have been 09. Bayo might have been 09.
Shadow of the Colossus?
I never played Shadow of the Colossus.
09.
I always wanted to play that. Batman
Holy shit.
Arkham Asylum. That's it. Oh, there's more.
No, you were close, Russ. Bayonetta 2 was 2012, so I mean...
I don't like that. That makes me feel older than I am.
I don't know what to tell you, bud.
Also,
Sally mentioned that the 80s were 40 years ago, so like, how do you think we feel?
That's horrible. Assassin's Creed, God of War, the original God of War. I remember being like,
so
wow,
visually impressive.
Yeah.
Like that was like pushing. The PS2 was like, can't. It was pushing the graphics to the maximum capacity.
I'm just assuming that Ty has like a list or quick search handy. So when was Red Dead?
Red Dead Redemption. Or Revolver. Red Dead Redemption. I think
Redemption.
It was 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
2010. Okay, so that was beginning of the 2010s.
Yeah. Is there anything else that we missed? I'm on a list. I'm on a
many. I'm sure.
Smash Bros.
Melee. So
inspired a whole generation not to shower.
Luminous, Twisted Metal Black. No, that's garbage.
Melee has the best music of all the Smash Brothers. There's no doubt.
Wait.
Yes.
Twisted Metal was solid. Maybe not Twisted Metal Black, but
The first Twisted Metal was, or no, there's Twisted Metal. What's the one? There's one on PS3. Oh, MotorStorm.
MotorStorm
was really fun.
Hold on. Mario Kart Wii. That I didn't like Mario Kart Wii. Tekken.
Oh man.
Forza 2.
Twilight Princess was 2006.
Golden Sun.
Wind Waker.
Yep.
Katamari.
Ugh.
Dead Rising.
The real beginning of zombie games.
Rogue Squadron, Advance Wars, Fear Effect, Midnight Club 2
Left 4
was
Dead.
good.
I'm looking over my Wii games. So
Half-Life 2.
Portal?
We need to fast forward this.
Oh yeah, Portal.
Jesus.
No, Portal 2 was later. It was 2010.
Portal 2 was like
Grand Theft Auto 3,
11, 10.
Halo, Gears of War. I don't know if we have any Gears of War. Resident Evil 4, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Rock Band. I forgot about all the like Guitar Hero and Rock Band stuff.
Yeah, that was big during the Wii era.
Man.
And now you see those plastic instruments literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Prince of
missed that.
Persia was a PC game prior to being a console game, right? It was like a 2D.
Yeah, that's the original Prince of Persia. He was talking about Sands of Time.
Sands of Time, yeah. That was the one. That was one of the first like rewind and redo stuff like to as a game mechanic.
It was
games.
cool. I think Assassin's Creed was meant to be Prince of Persia, and then they were like, "No, make this something different." And they're like, "Okay."
No, yeah,
now make it 20 more times.
Right.
Yeah, I just read an article about that. About how it was Ubisoft, and they were making a new. Was it?
Read or wrote?
Hold on, now I'm mixing this up. Because there was remember there was that Ubisoft pirate game that was supposed to come out that never did, that was based on the Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That never came out, right? It got announced the same year as Sea of Thieves.
Black Flag.
Skull and Bones.
I'm thinking. Oh,
never came out.
yeah.
And it was supposed to be like a spin-off, but I got that mixed up with the Assassin's Creed as a whole. I think was supposed to be another franchise, and then they spun it off, or something like that. There's some story in there that I cannot remember. I think you're right, girl.
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4.
And the Silent Hill 2 and 3, which I've heard are the best ones.
Counter-Strike. The original Counter-Strike? Yeah. Or I don't know.
Was it what year was the original Counter-Strike? Was it
I don't know, because I used to play Counter-Strike 1.6. I don't remember when. CS 1.6.
Oh, Team Fortress 2.
Date. Team Fortress 2. Oh, it was.
Soldier of Fortune 2.
So Counter-Strike 1.6 was in 2000. Soldier of Fortune. Was that the... I felt like I had that on PC in the 2000s.
Yeah, Soldier of Fortune 2 was like our land night staple in college.
That's the one where you like get the shotgun and they just like blow limbs off and stuff.
I don't...
Maybe I'm thinking of a different game.
Yeah.
I just remember you start in the subway.
No, I don't think he's...
What's this? Maybe a Soldier of Fortune 1?
Maybe. I haven't played the single player, and I'm not sure we ever played the single player.
Yeah, it was the first one that I used to play.
Oh, it was the first one.
And I would just play the first level over and over because you just completely dismember people, and it was so like satisfying.
At the very tail end, we had Angry Birds released in 2009, which was huge.
Yeah, it was
huge.
Yeah, we're not even talking about
Birds everywhere.
Not even talking about mobile. Call of Duty came out in the 2000s. Yeah, Call of Duty, all of them.
Modern Warfare actually came out in like 2006 or something like that, and that had an incredible campaign.
Modern Warfare 2 was the one that I played through the only one I played through the campaign and played the most multiplayer out of anything.
First and second really had the best stories overall.
Yeah. I don't want
Chrono Trigger on DS was released in 2008. The same.
Final Fantasy X.
All right, we got 5 minutes to wrap up the last decade.
We know what's in the last decade.
Go now. I know, and we have 10 minutes.
I can just read my whole list.
Do you have a list? So
no, I'm talking about my game cabinet.
Oh, just the games that you own. Here I have the highest scoring games on Metacritic of the 2010s: Super Mario Galaxy 2, Legends of Breath of the Wild.
Agreed.
Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, Super Mario Odyssey. Those all have 97s. Mass Effect 2 has a 96. I did not know that game was rated that high.
I'm surprised that Pac-Man Championship Edition is on that. Like, I know everybody, I know there's a lot of love for Pac-Man, but for it to be on a top list even now, that's impressive.
It's a god tier Pac-Man game right there.
Pac-Man. Yeah, I missed that.
Minecraft.
Skyrim, Last of Us,
BioShock. Oof.
Red Dead Redemption
Infinite at least.
2, God of War, Arkham City,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, is it up there?
Thank you.
Wait. Where is that?
No, I'm just looking at games from the 2010s.
Oh, it did not rate as high as Breath of the Wild.
Of course it didn't, because it doesn't have a Nintendo on it.
Divinity Original Sin 2, Super Mario 3D World, StarCraft
Yes,
2,
girl.
Minecraft, Persona 4 Golden, Persona
The
5,
best
Mass Effect
console of
3.
all time came out in the 2010s, guys.
What? Are we
Alright,
talking about the
fine.
Wii U? Are we still talking about the Wii U? Oh wait,
No,
what
we're
do you?
talking
Oh,
about
the
the
Vita,
Vita,
the Vita.
Forrest.
Wait.
We
Oh, your Vita's over there.
Vita!
I still have to send you back your Vita,
Also, Ty,
and
I
also I
wanted
need to send
say that
Toast what you got her for a year ago.
the Vita had the strongest launch library of all time.
No way.
It launched with 24 games, including Uncharted, Wipeout, One Nation Racers, Hot Shots Golf, Gravity Rush, Lumens, Unit 13, Virtua Tennis, Touch My Katamari, Asphalt Injection, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, Rayman Origins, and
Or was
then
that
like a
called
bunch.
Touch My Katamari?
Yeah, can I say that
Yeah.
I feel very uncomfortable about the name Touch My Katamari?
You're gonna have to take that up with
Actually,
PlayStation, not me.
Actually, no. I'm all for touching my Katamari.
Well, don't do that on the cast.
That's for the post show. Rock Band 3, Uncharted 4, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Forza Horizon 4, God of War 3, Uncharted 3.
Undertale.
The last.
Can't do that, Sally.
Bloodborne. I started skipping Street Fighter 4.
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3, Undertale, Fire Emblem Awakening.
Little Big Planet 2, which is so much better than the first one.
Oh yeah, Little Big Planet 2 is the best. Little Big Planet.
Look, Cryo, there's Bayonetta 2.
I don't want to talk about it. I cannot believe it's been over 10 years since Bayonetta 1 came out.
There's no hate for the game, though, right?
No.
For Bayonetta
No.
2, I mean. Okay.
No.
No, I was
Just
pointing
the
it out.
fact that it make you feel old right now?
likes it.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long gap.
It makes me feel that Devil May Cry, the first one, is like over 20 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
Clash of Clans came out 10 years ago.
Stop it. No.
So did Candy Crush Saga. Yep.
Angry Birds came out 11 years ago.
No, stop it.
Wow. Gosh, guys, that's rough.
Come on. Don't
I'm
do
not-
this. Don't do
I'm
this.
a
I
super
feel a little
duper late
gray
80s
coming in
kid,
right
and I
now.
still feel like this is. Wow.
This is a bad topic to not make us feel very, very old. So this period. So I had a period between about 2006 and 2016 where I didn't play like hardly any games, which is probably the worst period of time to not play really any games other than sports games and Little Big Planet.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's tough because I missed a lot, especially all these like big adventure games. I played Uncharted 3. I beat that. That was when I got back into it. Like I had a PS3, I had a 360, and I did that. But a lot of these games, this was the period I stopped playing Halo at Halo 3, and then like that right at that point, like it was when I was basically doing music. I was like, I don't have time to play video games. I'm gonna put all my time into music, and so I just stopped playing video games. Essentially, I didn't have anything other than I had a 360, and then I ended up buying a PS3 like in 2013 or something. But never had a PS4, and so it's just a weird time to just grew a wrinkle. Just a weird time to miss out on some of these like games that, and I think that's why I get the stigma that I don't play or beat games, because I used to a little bit kind of, but the games that everyone like talks about like playing through and beating, I just completely missed out on, especially these like big single player experiences. I played like Call of Duty and I played Madden and stuff like that. But
I would say that you came back at a really good time, because this is like a really solid era of games.
And it was funny. It was you know what really it was kind of Pokemon Go that got me back into it. I started playing Pokemon Go a lot, yeah, and then I bought a 3DS right after that came out, and I was like, I want to get back into Pokemon, and then I like was playing a lot of some 3DS games, and I was like, you know what, I kind of miss like Nintendo as a culture, and and then between like 2016 and 2019 was really when that expanded, and I bought my Switch, and maybe it's 2018. I don't remember when I bought my Switch. 2018. And when did Link's
Remember when
Awakening?
you got your OLED?
Yeah, like a few weeks ago. It was when Link's Awakening got announced. That's when I bought my Switch. I was like, okay, let's do this. And so
Okay, that would have been 2018 because this came out in 2019, I think.
if it came out in 2019, I bought it in 2019. Because it got like I remember E3 of the year, they had like everyone playing the demos of it, and I bought my Switch not long after that, and it wasn't out yet at E3. So
okay, yeah, it was September of 2019. So
yeah, that's about when I got it, and then I didn't buy Link's Awakening. I bought Breath of the Wild instead.
Honestly, a good choice.
Which is fine. Yeah, I still haven't beat. Now I need to beat Link's Awakening. But okay. Any final comments about the 2010s? Go. I know we rushed through this one.
So I think the 2010s is really interesting because I think in the early 2000s there's an emphasis in polishing up the 3D and polishing what kind of was already there. But we kind of got away from the platforming and physics elements of games and launched directly into storytelling and kind of making games, I would say, more of an art form versus just kind of something that you play. And for me, this is like between like 2009 to like 2015 is like, that's like my sacred years of games where it's like, oh, like this is where I really like gained a passion for it, mainly with The Last of Us. But you kind of went away from like generic, like God of War is a brilliant example. You went away from generic angry man, stab, big monster to, okay, he's a dad and he's got a kid to look after and he has a wife that he like appreciates and loves. And there's more depth to his character. And even like, I think female characters importantly got a lot more character to them other than like she's hot and she has big bahonkers. Like you got Hellblade and you got Horizon Zero Dawn and you got Life is Strange and you got tons of more like and gaming has slowly become one, more diverse and two, more accessible in the 2010s, which I think is important for a lot of people. It's easier for people to play who may have like disabilities and can't have like fast reflexes. People get to see themselves more represented, whether it be skin color or sexuality or gender. And the storytelling hits more close to home and deals with a lot more real issues versus it's always like big guy fight big monster. But there's still games like that, and that's the cool thing is that they kind of coexist now, and there's so much more. There's so much like there's a lot more depth in the gaming community to where it's not as generic. You still have stuff that throws back to retro stuff. You still have stuff that keeps it super modern and is going for the most polished graphics. You still have that open world. You still have that platformers, and it's gaming's in a really, this is like the peak of where gaming is at right now, is that it is more accessible than it's ever been. It's I mean, with aside from retro collecting, it's more cheap than it's ever been. If you have a low end laptop and Steam, you can still run a pretty good portion of games, or you can stream them to a device via like Game Pass or something like that. And so I think that pivot from like games are just a thing for toys to games are a storytelling and something that can help communities relate to other people. That's something that has always like been very awe-inspiring to me from like 2009 to like 2019.
Yeah, it's funny because you always hear about the gaming community being pretty toxic, and especially in certain circles. And I feel like it's been pretty endearing to see all the support and inclusivity and everything like come out from some of the like major players, and like really take like a step out ahead of like being, especially with like the progressive viewpoints, and make sure everyone appreciating everyone, and including different perspectives in gaming and stuff. And I feel like almost everyone, it's pretty universal in the industry, despite you see these people like these companies put out statements and stuff, and like really like out ahead of anything else, and you see some of the toxicity that comes out of it, and still keep doing it, and I feel like it takes the ignore all the crap that people are throwing at it and keep going in the right direction, and it will eventually weed out all the shit that needs to get out of the community. And hopefully it's always been a very divisive situation with gaming, and I think that's why I think another thing with the indie games, I feel like a lot of indie developers and publishers and stuff like that, they really have taken that torch and put out some really cool stuff that speaks to a lot of different people in different ways, and talks addresses all sorts of things mental health and all sorts of different situations, whatever people are going through, and do it in a really creative and unique perspective, and lets people feel heard. And I feel like it genuinely helps people get through whatever, except for Rocket League. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have Rocket League. What a save. But no, I think it's a really good point, Brittany.
Times 6.
And what?
Times 6.
Times 6. Yeah. Chat,
always what a save.
Chat disabled.
I definitely agree too, though.
Yeah. With because indie development has become more prevalent and it's more easy to make. To me, it's comforting to know that with all these big studio acquisitions going along, there is still room for one guy in a basement with a crap ton of time to make a Stardew Valley or an Undertale, or or a little team of 20 people to make a Hades, or just something fun and passionate in there that people aren't completely trying to stomp those little guys out.
I'll just throw Axiom Verge in there. That was a single developer too, and it was an incredible Metroidvania style game.
Outer Wilds, which I've been playing, I think was made by 14 people, and I am mind blown.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Mind blown.
It is a beautiful game.
So, with that, we're at 2.5 hours, or an hour and a half. I forgot I did the pre-show.
Pre-show.
Yeah, I was like, 2.5 hours.
40 years of gaming.
Hot damn. So, before we end, Stardew Valley is that? Yeah, exactly. Minecraft, small. Oh yeah, these small. It's a great environment right now, especially with these new tools coming out, with development tools and everything becoming so much more accessible. Everything people are getting their stories heard. There's so much to experience. We talk about there's so many games coming out right now, which I know is overwhelming, but it's also fantastic because there's way too many stories to be told than are being told right now, and
never-ending supply of entertainment.
Exactly. I think that it's only good from this point forward. So I'm excited to see what happens this decade. Thank you guys for being part of the 40th episode. Russ, Cryweasel, you stream on Twitch. You were on last night doing Lego. You rated me while I was playing Halo. Mm-hmm. Have you done any more of your NES Lego build?
Nope, I'm gonna save it for stream.
Nice. Are you gonna do it all on stream now?
Yeah.
Nice. It looked good. I kept switching back to see your progress because everyone in my stream was giving me updates the front's on. I have it right here. I need to open it. It's happening. It's happening. I will do it. Oh shit! I dropped it.
Not if you break it.
Yeah, it's broken. It's done. Kenny.
Now it's in just a bunch of little pieces.
Kenny at KenYE. What are you streaming right now?
I've actually missed, but I was doing. Actually, the last thing I think I streamed was still Inscription.
Oh, okay. Because you did that little
Yeah.
Hollow Knight stream with the community, or the whatever it's called.
That's right. I did do crowd control with Hollow Knight for a little bit, and I will be coming back to that because it was super fun. But I want to set it up so that it can be used with channel points because I think that paying for coins is kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it if you can't be involved with just channel points.
Yeah, no, for sure. So KenYE on Twitch. Brittany Skriller Wolf, you were streaming that game that you talked about, the
Stickman collection.
Yeah, did you finish that? I didn't see the end of your stream when you were streaming
I think that. There's more I could do, but I've replayed the ending a bunch, so I think I'm done with that. The viewer who requested it, he seemed pretty happy with the progress I made. So
what are you streaming next?
I'll probably go back to Outer Wilds, and then once I beat that, I'm not sure. I kind of want to stream Horizon Zero Dawn so I can go pick up the new one.
I know. I need to. I keep saying mine's still sealed. I need to play it. I haven't played it, but I'm gonna
grumble at that.
No, now I feel like I need to. I'm scared of it, but now I feel like I need to. I need to play a PlayStation game. Yeah, Scroller Wolf on Twitch. What's your schedule? You're like,
it's
are you all over
like
the place
5:15 PST on Fridays and then 2:15 PST on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I forgot that you're mostly weekends now. Did that change recently?
No.
No. No, I can't keep up. Chris at Toast.
I may have streamed. Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say I think I may have done a few Monday streams or something during breaks. But...
Oh, sure. I think that's what I was thinking. Chris at Toaster Dog. I just realized your Pikachu back there is lit up. I love it. I didn't even see that this whole time.
That giant white light is the PlayStation light. That's coming out of that cube.
Oh wow!
Like the little LED with the square, the triangle.
Oh yeah! Wow, that's bright.
It's really not that bright when I turn back and look at it. It's just the camera.
Oh okay. You were streaming Hollow Knight. You did a 4-hour stream a few days ago.
I streamed myself right out of streaming again. I think I just don't feel like streaming right now.
I can't stream Hollow Knight.
Paparazzi.
We need to next when we're picking our nominations next week. Think about games that we can stream because that will get more eyes on us playing these games because I cannot stream Hollow Knight. I drove myself absolutely crazy. I felt like I was going insane. I just don't like.
I had one new viewer that was actually helping me when I got stuck, and that was nice. Yeah,
nice. That's rad. It's not a bad game to stream. It's just me personally. I get this weird anxiety, and I'm failing that I can't figure out where to go. I'm not being productive in the game. And so it's just something that's
you don't want to waste your time on it
though, exactly,
you know?
Yeah. It's I don't mind getting lost when I'm just playing casually, but usually I'm oh, I could be editing a video. I could be my mind starts racing, and then it's if I have a task, then I'll keep going. If I don't know what my task is, then my mind starts wandering, and I'm like, what else can I be doing besides being lost in this game? And so that's my one gripe with Metroidvania. I know it's a me thing. I'll fully admit that. All right, so you're just you have any plans to stream coming up?
I have grandiose plans to stream, but I don't know if I will or not.
Well, follow Toaster Dog on Twitch, just so when the plans come to fruition, you'll be there. Thank you all. Super Mario World, good idea.
I could beat that, and I might be able to do a no death Super Mario World. I really need to get out my my analog NT. I kind of want to do an unboxing.
That's a good idea.
And a stream of it, but I also don't want to hook it up on stream because it would probably take forever. So I don't know what I'll do yet.
Thank you all. Let's wrap it up. Next week, Valentine's Day episode. Who you got the hots for in the video games and who you think are the best couples in storytelling in video games. I think we're doing both. We're going to touch on both of those topics, and the nominations for the Video Game Book Club for next month will be revealed. So if you want to learn more, join the Discord. Links in the description. And thank you all. And we are out. No death run. No death run. Yeah. Guys, have a good night. Stick around for the raid. I'll raid someone out
Later.
on Twitch. Goodbye,
See ya.
YouTube. Adios. Bye.
Boy.
Boy.